Hello, Matt here from ChemistryStudent.com. In this video, we're going to look at ozone depletion. We're going to talk about what ozone depletion actually is, why it occurs, and the role that chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, play. Before we talk in detail about ozone depletion, it's essential you are comfortable with what we mean by free radicals in chemistry. Free radicals are atoms or small groups of atoms that have an unpaired electron. We draw this unpaired electron as a large dot next to the species formula. Free radicals form when covalent bonds undergo homolytic fission, and each bonded atom or group takes one of the bonding electrons, ending up with a single unpaired electron each. Free radicals are highly reactive and can set off chain reaction processes that only end when two radicals combine to create a non-radical. Free radicals and free radical substitution have been covered in a separate video. Check the links in the description below. Recap done? Let's go. Ozone, O3, is a naturally occurring molecule made up of free oxygen atoms that forms in the Earth's upper atmosphere. The really useful thing about ozone molecules is that they absorb ultraviolet light from the sun, preventing lots of harmful radiation from reaching the surface of the Earth and protecting living organisms, including us humans. The layer of atmosphere that contains ozone molecules is commonly referred to as the ozone layer. Because of its unusual structure, ozone molecules readily react with free radicals forming oxygen, O2. These reactions decrease or deplete the levels of ozone in the ozone layer, and as a result, less ultraviolet radiation gets absorbed and more makes it through to the surface of the Earth. Bad news for us humans and many other organisms. Chlorine radicals are responsible for most of the depletion of ozone molecules in the atmosphere. However, there are other radicals that can also cause ozone depletion, including nitrogen monoxide radicals. For chlorine radicals, the process is usually shown as a chlorine radical reacting with an ozone molecule, forming a chlorine monoxide radical, ClO radical, and a molecule of oxygen, O2. The chlorine monoxide radical is then able to go on and react with another molecule of ozone, forming two oxygen molecules, 2O2, and reforming the original chlorine radical, Cl radical. Because the chlorine radical gets reformed, it can be considered a catalyst, and it can keep on reacting with more and more ozone molecules. This is what makes this whole process alarming. Only a small number of chlorine radicals can break down huge numbers of ozone molecules. In fact, one chlorine radical can actually end up causing over 10,000 ozone molecules to be broken down. The main cause of chlorine radicals in the atmosphere comes from chlorofluorocarbons, commonly referred to as CFCs. These are a type of human-made molecules that contain carbon, chlorine, and fluorine atoms. When originally made, CFCs were found to have low reactivities and high volatilities, meaning they were the perfect choice to be used as refrigerants, liquids in fridges and freezers to cool them down, and aerosol propellants, gases used to pressurize containers of liquids, meaning they were widely used in society. This meant huge quantities of CFCs got released into the atmosphere throughout the early and mid-20th century. And because of their generally low reactivities, they are still drifting around up there now. The problem is that although the carbon-fluorine and carbon-chlorine bonds in CFCs are very strong in normal conditions, given them their low reactivities, the carbon-chlorine bond can, with just the right amount of UV light provided, be broken homolytically, forming highly reactive radicals. For example, CF2Cl2 dichlorodifluoromethane can undergo homolytic fission, forming a chlorodifluoromethyl radical, CF2Cl radical, and a chlorine radical, Cl radical. And because there's lots of UV light kicking around in the upper atmosphere, lots of CFCs can be broken down in this way, meaning lots of chlorine radicals released. This wasn't figured out until the use of CFCs was already widespread. Now, however, CFC use is banned worldwide, and chlorine-free refrigerants and aerosols are used instead. All we've got to do is wait for all the previously released CFCs to stop reacting and forming chlorine radicals. But this is going to take some time. So, to summarise, ozone, O3, is a naturally occurring molecule that absorbs ultraviolet light in the upper atmosphere, protecting the Earth's surface from harmful levels of UV radiation. Ozone depletion occurs when ozone reacts with free radicals, primarily chlorine radicals, forming oxygen molecules. Chlorine radicals, largely originating from the breakdown of chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, act as a catalyst in the breakdown of ozone molecules, and this means only a small number of chlorine radicals can lead to vast numbers of ozone molecules being broken down. The global ban on CFCs is a crucial step in preventing further ozone depletion. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out other relevant videos in the links given in the description below, and visit chemistrystudent.com for free notes and revision materials.